Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we've got the Winter Portal back in the game. We've got two brand new 5-star heroes, and then we've got a new 5-star costume, and then a couple new 3-star costumes, as you can see, for Buddy and Rudolph. And in today's video, I'm going to do a hero review on all of them, and then I've only got 5 epic hero tokens because I went chasing for the last Ether Mimic with them, unfortunately, and I've only got 5 here. So we're going to use those up, see if we can get lucky, pull one of these new 5-stars. First, let's take a look at Noel. So Noel is fast, mana speed, boosts health of all allies by 760, boosted health can exceed max HP, enhanced dodge. All allies get plus 50% chance to dodge special skills that deal damage. This effect lasts until the ally successfully dodges once. After the enhanced dodge ends or is removed or replaced, the ally gets a Snow Sprite minion. The Snow Sprite minion has 20% health and 20% attack inherited from the caster. And I do love that Noel is monk class, because for fast speed heroes, you need to get to 15% increase mana generation in order to go from 8 tiles down to 7 tiles to get their special on offense. And the legendary troop gives you 11% mana. Monk, druid, and sorcerer classes give you 4% mana from the talent bat, so that's enough to get to 15%. It's only those 3 classes, unless if there's a costume bonus involved, where you can get to 15% to get down to 7 tiles, which in my opinion is the best scenario for fast speed mana heroes. For Noel's base stats, they've got 1757 attack, 1756 shield, and 3058 health. Their ether power is damage reduction, so at the start of each battle, all damage received by this hero is reduced by minus 10% for 6 turns. And as far as these max preview stats, I've mentioned it in videos before, but this is as if you were to follow the talent path all the way to the left. That does include the attack masterclass emblem, so obviously with the hero like Noel, you would want to go the defense path. So you could get that shield easily over 1900, because that's 180 shield just with those 3 shield masterclass nodes. And then if there's anything else missed on the top, then you may be able to increase the shield that way also. So the shield should be able to get to at least 1936, probably a little over 1950 again if there were any other shield nodes on the top part of the talent path that were missed. But Noel looks like a pretty good card, honestly. For passes, they've got Frost on minion hit. Each hit from the minions owned by this character inflicts 664 frost damage over 4 turns. And then for the family bonus, depending if you have 2 or 3 unique winter family characters, they get plus 2 or 3% health for minions inherited from their summoner, and plus 5 and 10% attack for minions inherited from their summoner. So honestly, not a huge benefit there. It's a small amount that you get with that. But like I said, Noel looks pretty good, and honestly, really love the card art. Let's go take a look at Florencia. So Florencia is a cleric class. Average mana speed. This special skill never misses its targets. Deals 345% damage to all enemies. The enemy that had the highest remaining health gets silenced for 4 turns. Summons a Snow Sprite minion for each ally with 20% health and 20% attack inherited from the caster. They've got the attack up ether power, so at the start of each battle, this hero gets plus 20% attack for 6 turns. The same passive with the Frost on minion hit. For Florencia's max preview stats, she's got 1858 attack, 1634 shield, and 3154 health. Pretty decent card here. Attack all, hit her for 345, average mana speed, and will silence 1, but you don't get to choose who that is. And then she summons a minion for everybody. Obviously, she's got really good stats, but with a special like this, I feel like it's not going to have like the longest longevity in the game, just based on the fact that it doesn't really do anything like special, so to speak. So again, great stats, 1648 total individual power, really high attack stat. She's going to do some damage. I just wish there was something else to make that special a little bit more unique to make her last longer. All right, let's go take a look at the costume for Ginger. So Ginger's original version was a ranger class, so that's what you would need for emblems in order to emblem her up. Her costume is a cleric version. She has fast mana speed, summons an elf minion for each ally with 10% health and 10% attack inherited from the caster. For the next 3 turns, this character deals 520% damage to a random enemy each time another ally casts their special skill. All allies except the caster get plus 15% mana generation for 3 turns, and all allies except the caster's special skill deal an additional plus 24% damage for 3 turns. She's got the boosted regen ether power, so at the start of each battle, this hero regens regenerates 300 boosted health over 6 turns. Boosted health can exceed max HP. She's got the same frost on minion hit passive, and then obviously the same family bonus. Because she's fast mana speed, and because she has that costume bonus where she gets an additional 5% mana generation, she will be able to get down to 7 tiles with a legendary troop because of the fact that she gets that 5% mana generation. So I do like that about her. Not a huge fan of the fact that the damage is to random enemies because it may not really benefit you. But if you have a good 7-tile green team, feel like that's probably the best scenario for Ginger. Fire her first and then fire your other maybe 3 or 4 other greens if you like to play green mono or mono in general, but she could be useful for that. All right, let's take a look at the new 4-star and 3-star costumes. I'm gonna have to back out real quick. All right, we've got Costume Buddy. His original version was a ranger. His costume is a monk class. He's average mana speed, deals 220% damage to the target and nearby enemies, summons an elf minion for the caster and nearby allies with 10% health and 10% attack inherited from the caster. The target and nearby enemies get minus 18% attack for 3 turns and minus 38% defense for 3 turns, and deals extra damage against ice. Max previous stats here are 1022 attack, 1180 shield, and 2377 health. And the new Winter Portal costume bonus does give a 5% mana generation for average speed, or rather for epic heroes also, it looks like. Usually it's like 1% that you get for that. So he is average mana speed, so the extra 5% doesn't help him a ton. Either way, he's going to get down to 9%, or rather 9 tiles with a legendary troop and the regular mana node. All right, let's go take a look at Rudolph now. Where are you, Rudolph? Here we go. Rudolph's card art is actually really cool. If we take a look at the original version as a fighter, pretty classic here. And then we've got the barbarian version of Rudolph, which the class does fit the costume here. Rudolph is fast mana speed, deals 295% damage to the target, reduces the mana of the target by 23%. That's a weird number. Summons an elf minion with 10% health and 10% attack inherited from the caster, and the caster gets plus 24% defense for 3 turns. So hard-hitting sniper here with an attack stat of up to 1132 with the max previous stats. Again, could be a little bit higher depending on the talent path, but Rudolph's costume has 1132 attack, 704 shield, and 1344 health. Has the defense up ether power, so at the start of each battle, this hero gets plus 20% defense for 6 turns. If you want a good 3-star sniper for raid tournaments, then Rudolph's costume could definitely be pretty good for you. All right, there's a lot of other good heroes in here. Honestly, costume Mr. Pengy is probably the one that I want the most. I do have his original version. I never maxed it out because I got it like well after he had come out. So I may level him if I am lucky enough to get the costume. As far as odds of pulling a 5-star hero, there's a 1.3% chance to pull a legendary featured hero. So that's just Ginger, and then Noel and Florencia. And then there's a 0.3% chance to pull a non-featured seasonal hero. That is a very low percentage for a seasonal summon with mostly outdated heroes. I feel like that should be higher. Anyway, so let's see if we can get lucky with one of these 5 epic hero tokens. I don't think there's going to be any colors next to each other. Let's take a look here. Red, blue, red, green, blue, purple. Not looking like there will be. All right, let's go back to the original featured heroes here. Florencia and Noel, the 2 new ones. We'll put it in here in the middle and see if we can get lucky with one of these 5 epic hero tokens. Honestly, I wouldn't use your epic hero tokens right away. I would wait for the Ether Mimic or next Ether Mimic to come back. We're probably going to get one at some point this week, I would think, but I'm stupid. I'm going to use my epic hero tokens because we're doing a video here as we get costume Rudolph. All right. Only 5 epic hero tokens to start, of course, like I mentioned earlier. Only 3 left as we get everybody's favorite 3-star hero, Dawa. And Brienne. And give me Florencia. Nope, another Dawa. All right, no luck today, unfortunately. Let me know if you decided to use your epic hero tokens. And that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you sub to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.